Welcome back.
Which, of course, is ultimately a representation of the sun god King Nimrod.
Okay, no, it doesn't have to do with any sun god. Again, Nimrod has nothing to do with the sun or any kind of god. He has nothing to do with Babylon, really, in truth and reality, ever, biblically and non-biblically. He has not. So again, no, he doesn't. Completely anti that. So wrong. You have no argument. You're just making claims up out of your ass. You're just making shit up and following false sources who made shit up. You have no facts.
This is also where the other color of green comes in, which represents Tammuz.
Okay, green has nothing to do with Tammuz either. Since Tammuz has nothing to do with Nimrod, just like Nimrod has nothing. Because Nimrod is not real and he's a fictional character based in the biblical story. Again, no, and there's no evidence to show that Tammuz had anything to do with green. Whatever claim you could pull it is only from this guy who pulled it out of his ass. He's not a source. He's a liar. He's been debunked hundreds of times. He had an agenda from his false religious-based system. So no. The only person who's pulling this out is you, retard.
Evergreen tree sprout to life after his death.
No, it did not have a sprout. Again, they're all anti that. It has nothing to do with Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is often referred to.
And by the way, you can find regular other things that actually show quite the opposite too. Here's something that actually debunks it. Here's several different points. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. This actually is a counter meme to a lot of the false memes, basically, that say shit like this, because these are completely different characters, yet they're falsely claimed to be, but yet this has refuted it. So no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't just pull things out of your ass and make shit up. Okay, no.
Nicholas is a Greek version of the name Nimrod.
No, it doesn't. Nicholas has nothing to do with the name. Okay, again, where is your evidence? Unless another religious nut site who pulled it out of their ass, Nicholas. And let's look that name up. Let's see if it actually holds up. Nicholas has nothing to do with the fucking name Nimrod, okay? What origin? Nicholas has nothing to do with that. It's a Greek, yeah. It has nothing to do with fucking Nimrod, you fucking idiot. There's no such relation, since the word Nimrod means rebel, basically, and it's the Hebrew word marad. There's no such thing as Nicholas, okay? You're asserting false linguistics have no such relation to each other. Again, you're pulling things out of your ass. Yet again, you don't know what the fuck. There's no such relation. There's no Greek version or anything at all. Completely different Greek, no version at all. Completely different relation. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Ever. The only source you could ever get that from is from him, who lied. And that's what amazing where all these sources of lies come from, is him. This shit liar from the 1850s.
Another name for Lucifer is Old Nick.
It's not a name of Lucifer, it has nothing to do with Old Nick, okay? You're completely a liar, you stupid shithead. And by the way, what you're saying is Luciferian lies.
Names for Santa, it just happens to be Saint Nick, which
no, it doesn't. Saint Nick, again, you've made no establishment, it has nothing to do with Saint Nick. And also, these gods have nothing to do with that. They're only this one here.
Coincidence, but I'll leave that decision up to you.
No, you haven't made a coincidence. You just made a claim out of your ass, making false assertions. So no, wrong.
Story of an immaculate conception of a...
Okay, and these characters have nothing to do with only this one, basically, loosely. These ones have nothing to do with it. It came along before it. Okay, no, wrong. It's not this. It's that basically this character came along after these characters. So no, completely different. It's complete false bullshit. It's not evolution. It's a lie, deception. This crap is a lie, because this person actually comes more around here. These characters, different, also came more around here. So, and no, there's no such relation. This character, so really had no relation. You can take him out. Same with these two characters, all of no relation. Take them out. This character has very little, since he's the real starter. Basically, he came before all of them. Or these characters. Do with that, you stupid little ignotar. You can't make shit up, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So really, Santa Claus has nothing to do with this other than just possibly Odin. That's it. None of these other characters have nothing to do with each other. And all in truth, nothing. You're just making shit up by religious ignotards. And I'm guessing pretty much, no, it's clear. This meme was created from a lie that was given to them by this. You are a fucking liar. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
In Egyptian mythology, it's Osiris, Isis...
No, in Egyptian myth, it's not Osiris, Isis, and Horus. No. There's no such thing in Egyptian mythos that shows this, ever. There's nothing in... You don't know anything about Egyptian
immaculate
beliefs.
Conceived son, Horus.
And also immaculate conception also is not in what you just said right there. There's no Nimrod, Semiramis, or Tammuz that has anything to do with that. These different characters there's no immaculate conception other than just a miraculous birth, and that's really it. And that's long before your fictional characters, what you just pulled all together, were even made up. So no, wrong.
Who is also depicted on the $1 bill.
He's not depicted on the $1. That's an eagle of justice. Has nothing to do with Horus. Again, another ignorant moron who's just making shit up. You have no argument.
Or another name for Nimrod Reborn or Tammuz.
No, it has nothing to do with Nimrod Reborn. It has nothing to do with Nimrod Reborn or Tammuz. You fucking ignorant. Again, it has nothing to do with. Again, Nimrod has nothing to do with Tammuz. It has nothing to do with Nimrod. These are fictional characters, and not only that, Horus is completely different than them too. You stupid ignotard. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You need to actually do your research on these characters. They have no such relation. You can't pick up shit sources that have no such relations. None of these characters really were born on December 20th other than Mithra. You can't just pull things out of your ass.
Only mythology and legends surrounding the virgin birth of a prophet. Other stories that match eerily similar to the story and immaculate conception of Jesus Christ.
No, it doesn't. There's no immaculate conception of Tammuz, dumbass. You don't know anything about Tammuz. You need to actually do some real research on this. I'm going to leave several links below to show what Tammuz is actually about, as well as Adonis, Horus, and all. The only person close enough to is probably Mithra and Jesus, possibly Krishna, but that's it. There's no such other relation.
These include Buddha, Krishna,
no,
Hercules, Attis, and countless.
Okay, Hercules, not much of a miraculous conception. Attis, not much either. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Nimrod has nothing to do with that.
The only story that doesn't seem to match this pattern is the birth of Jesus Christ.
No, Jesus actually does match that, dumbass. You're being selective and dishonest, and he's the only character, unlike your Abraham or Nimrod or Noah or Adam or Moses or any of the characters who have anything to do. None of them have anything to do with December 25th, except him at best. He was the only one who seemed to match it. No other characters. You're just repeating the same false nonsense shit that religious nuttards told you, and they basically have deceived you by. You don't know what you're talking about. You've done no research.
Because we do not really know when Jesus.
And neither do you know anything about that. In fact, you've done even way far worse. In fact, again, like as I said before, he would be the only one to win over December 25th other than the biblical fiction characters like your Nimrod or Noah or Adam or Moses or Abraham or Terah or any. None of them have anything to do with that. But he would be the only one to be the best one because he's the only one that has a history to it. The crap that you're saying is just a bullshit claim that's pulled out of the ass on the spot by an ignotard like this, who's been destroyed and debunked long ago, even back in his own time. So you can't just keep making false claims. All you're going to do is defeat yourself.
Born since he was being hunted by King Herod. So why do
Again, no.
Christians continue to celebrate?
First of all, it has nothing to do with what you just said. They celebrate because it has to do with Jesus, actually. And it had nothing to do with whatever crap you just pulled out of your ass. It's all anti that. And in true history, which is contrary to every bullshit you claim, since what you said is absolutely anti-truth and has absolutely no reality, biblically and non-biblically, that's why.
The birth of Jesus Christ on this pagan holiday.
It has nothing to do with pagan. What you just said is anti-pagan, you fucking moron. You don't know anything about pagan either. I suggest you actually do real research on paganism, because whatever you looked up has no truth to it and is anti-pagan. It's like everything else you said is anti-each other. You are pulling things out of your ass that have absolutely nothing to do with each other, ever, as shown, and yet you're twisting it to support a false conclusion. You don't know what you're talking about.
Your answer may lie within the church. In the earlier years of the Christian church, the church adopted a lot of the pagan rituals in order
Yeah, which has nothing to do with what you just said or pulled out of your ass, which was anti-pagan. So, and not only that, they only took certain parts of it in order to convert them, but they got rid of a lot of the stuff, so it's anti-pagan, you dumbass.
Those individuals over to their Christian religion.
No, except Nimrod would be the Christian character too, as well as the Hebrew Jewish character. It has nothing to do with any saved or basically any resurrected or any births. You don't know anything about him either, or about your Abraham character who had a miraculous somewhat birth, basically according to tradition, and, as well as others. You don't know what you're talking about.
This can be seen with modern-day Christian symbols.
It cannot be seen. You don't know anything about that
symbolism.
No, it doesn't symbolism.
Of the Catholic Church with
no, it's not. The Catholic Church is a Christian church,
Constantine, who was a known sun worshipper. And
no, he's not a known sun. You're a fucking. He was not a sun. That's a false claim debunked. You need to actually look up some regular research on Constantine. You can't just keep pulling things out of your ass. So wrong.
Where of the wicked ruler Nimrod.
No, it's nothing to do with wicked ruler Nimrod. Again, let's try this again.
The known sun worshipper and follower of the wicked ruler Nimrod.
No, it's not wicked. There's no wicked ruler Nimrod. Okay, again, he has nothing to do with the sun. He has nothing to do with. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Remember, if he was a sun, he had nothing to do. Because remember, Nimrod has nothing to do with the sun or anything like that, or any other characters. if you worship the sun, you just worship the sun. In fact, if there was a sun where he worshipped none of the characters, or your Nimrod character, or your Abraham character, or your Noah character, or any of the other characters, he would have worshipped the Jesus character as the sun, or Yahweh. That's it. That's the only God that Nimrod has relation to. It's like Abraham. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Quit pulling lies out of your ass. You're destroying yourself.
For those who celebrate the spiritual aspects of Christmas, there's significant symbolism in the holly bush.
No. If those who those who celebrate Christmas for its real spiritual aspects, no, there's nothing to do with this. Any of this shit you just pulled out of your ass and are repeating on the internet here. This came from this liar who made shit up. And he has. There's no argument on that.
For Christians, the red berries represent the blood of Jesus Christ as he
it's not. You can probably think it like that, but it's
on
not.
the cross. And the sharp-edged green leaves are associated with this crown of thorns. Even
I'm not sure about that. No, it doesn't, dipshit.
Religious symbolism has its roots in Babylonian.
No, it doesn't. None of these has nothing to do with the roots in Babylon. And again, there's no such roots that exist. You're just making up claims of roots that have no such relation whatsoever. They're showing the exact opposite. No. And again, the Babylon, what you speak of is not real Babylon. And that doesn't even support your bullshit either. Biblically, as well as non-biblically, the real Babylon, where the fake one of what you're speaking of comes from. So no, wrong. False assertion. It's false.
Mystery religion.
And there's no mystery. Again, there's no such thing as mystery in Babylon. The fake one, that what you speak of, as well as the real one, where it came from, or it's based off of from the Hebrews, or what you're saying. None of it. There's no such thing. Nothing of any Babylon. You don't know what the hell Babylon is, as well as the character Nimrod, or what he was about, or Abraham, his contemporary, what he was about, or about Jesus, or about Noah, or about anything. You just keep repeating the same shit that religious retards make up on the spot centuries later that have nothing to do with them, and mixing in other things and falsely thinking you know what you're talking about when in truth you don't.
Wicked ruler King Nimrod was the first king to wear a crown upon his head.
No, he was not the first king to wear. No, there were kings long before him, basically, that did that dipshit.
Representing the sun.
No, he did not. You're pulling things out of your ass by your ignorant retard, religious nuts. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Wrong.
And its rays shining from him.
No, it doesn't. There were kings long before that. Biblically and non-biblically had sun-like crowns long before. You clearly are, again, repeating the same false shit nonsense that's made up on the spot. Religious nuts who don't know anything about this, or just pulling things up. Nimrod was probably one of the last. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking. You're just pulling things out of your ass yet again. An unsubstantiated, super false assertion.
Illuminating those around him.
No, it's not. No, it doesn't. There's no such thing. It exists. The exact opposite shows it, and it's anti-that. So again, wrong. You keep saying things that are completely anti each other, and yet you keep defeating yourself.
That is why every king wears a crown thereafter.
No, it's not like king by crown. Kings did it because long before it, and there's no such character named Nimrod who was a king, and not only that, he came much later.
Jesus' crown of thorns
could
be depicted as him being the Son of God, S-U-N, and the crown of thorns.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the Son of God.
Depicting the rays of God Almighty.
No, it doesn't,
or the Sun God, wicked ruler Nimrod.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't do a Sun God. You're a fucking idiot. No, it doesn't, retard.
Although all these Christian traditions have their roots in Babylonian mystery religion.
No, it doesn't have Babylonian mystery religion. You're already again. No, it doesn't have roots in it. As just stated before, anti that. And you don't know anything about Babylonians, since they're all crowns of solar-like, as you say, actually don't exist with Nimrod. Nimrod came much later and has much different relation to it. So again, you're pulling things from your ass with no truth to it. You don't know anything about your character Nimrod ever. Let's look him up. So you have such a big hard-on for him, and you keep repeating the same shit. There's no such relation to this solar thing. You're only from religious fucknut sites who don't even know anything about him either, as well as the Abraham character, his contemporary, or his terah, or other later characters like Adam and Eve, or Cain, or anything. You're just making stuff up. There's nothing of any such relation that shows this. Only huge differences. Not only that, he's a fictitious character, and there's nothing in Hebrew traditions that show this, biblically and non-biblically. You can't just keep making stuff up because some idiot keeps pulling. There were kings probably long before him, biblically and non-biblically, real world, that had solar crowns. So he's not an origin. He has nothing to do with that at all, and probably had never had that as a solar. So clearly you don't know about him either, or about what he was in his mythos fiction, or the biblical story, as well as other things. He had nothing to do with the sun or solar. He had nothing to do with any crowns like that. Biblically speaking, there's no such thing. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So quit making shit up. And probably the only source you get is, well, none other than him, who pulled it out of his ass, who didn't know what the hell he's talking about. So guess who's lying here? You.
It does not mean that all the traditions are bad.
What you just said doesn't mean anything. Since you claiming it does not mean anything, it does the exact opposite. It means the exact opposite, okay? So you're lying.
Such as, is it such a bad idea that we should give gifts to each other?
No, it's a good idea to give gifts. Since you didn't prove anything, you said everything's the exact opposite of truth. You just pull things up, you string things together. Not only just lies, but super lies. That means your lies are so false that even regular lies seem to have validity compared to yours, even though they don't. That's how false you're pulling things out of your ass, and you're repeating lies from shit liars who spread crap around thinking they know what something is, but yet they don't know shit.
Kind to each other. In fact, are these not rules that we should...
you aren't going by those kind rules, you retard. Since you are making up shit endlessly, consistently, you're the one who's lying.
Live by day and practice day
Except Christmas is really is contrary to the Nimrod character, Abraham character, Semiramis character, Tammuz character, have nothing to do with each other. As well as the biblical character. No, nothing. Long before it. Different characters altogether. Contradiction to your bullshit lies that have been debunked. They did it for real gods, basically, not for the fake Hebrew god, which you apparently are brainwashed into. As well as the Nimrod character, who's fake, just like the Abraham character, as well as others. So don't try to keep making stuff up.
By day and help others understand the true meaning of what this symbolism...
You don't know the true meaning of anything about these symbols or anything else. You made false meanings that are really false or super false that have nothing to do with this shit. So again, you are a complete fucking liar who tells not only lies, but super lies.
Could in fact detail.
No, it doesn't. You don't know what detail is. You didn't do any research, you didn't look anything up, and you picked up shit sources that means you can't really discern what's fact and what's not, showing you did not do research. You did the exact opposite.
The greatest story ever told has been told over and over all through...
No, the greatest story ever told, basically, contrary to has nothing by that. These characters have not really much to do with Jesus either. Long before your Nimrod character was made up. As well as the other characters like Abraham, Ham, Noah, Shem, Cush, as well as Jacob, etc., Esau.
History with many different players of many different associated religions.
No, it doesn't, dipshit.
Depicting synonymous stories with the wicked ruler Nimrod at its core, a sun god.
No, it doesn't, dipshit. I thought they were different character. I thought they were Nimrod at its core, or anything at all. You stupid, ignorant, liar, anti-Nimrod at its core. Basically, nothing to do with that. It's like Nimrod, nothing to do with any of that. So again, you keep making assertions that have no truth to them at all, and are anti that. You keep lying.
To the world to save it. The only story that does not fit like a glove to all the other historical stories is the birth of Jesus Christ.
No, it doesn't, dipshit. None of the other stories actually have anything to glove with it either. Especially the character Nimrod has that super anti-lie. I mean, super anti-truth. Absolute lies, super lies. Nimrod has nothing to do with that. All of them are different characters, have different origins, different things. So that it's complete anti what you just said, and completely out your ass. So no, wrong. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All of them are anti-him, just like he's anti-them. You can't just keep making shit up on the spot, asserting crap, and thinking it's going to stand when in fact it doesn't. You're a liar, and I'm exposing you for it. Nimrod, actually, Jesus will be the only character who actually does fit up on December 25th. Not your Abraham, not your Nimrod, not your Noah, not your Esau, not your Jacob, not your Moses, etc. Only the Jesus character would seem to fit there. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, sons, or pagan, or anything like that, or even biblical character like the Nimrod character, or Abraham character, or Noah character, or Jesus character, all of them who are anti-pagan, or the Yahweh character. In fact, the only thing that has to do with the son would be either the god Yahweh, or Jesus, really Yahweh himself, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Born on December 25th, and who has many other allegories that are tied into his immaculate conception.
No, dipshit. Okay, now you're repeating this shit from Zeitgeist, which has nothing to do with that either, okay? No.
Including the three kings following the northern star.
Okay, that's a wishful thinking. That's not really relevant either, okay? And not only that, the other claims sons of God also S-O-N, as well as Jesus, it could be an S-U-N too.
The Son of God, or the birth of the sun.
No, it doesn't. You don't know anything.
December 25th was picked because it is the winter solstice, and this is when the three kings are aligned, following the eastern star, which brings birth to the sun, or the spring. At the end of the winter solstice, it brings rebirth and life to the planet of Earth.
No, it doesn't.
This is Kristin T. Harrison, another...
Okay, no.
Edition of Dad Mystery School.
No, it's not
Make sure you download our free podcast app to get our daily programming.
Okay, so yeah, believe anything bullshit he lies about. So people, again, he didn't say anything. He just made entire false arguments. So So Mr. Conspiracy Channel, conspiratard, monkey, retard, godless, anti-truth channel, who doesn't know what truth is, or facts are, or anything is, you made no facts, you made no proof, you had shitty sources, and it has nothing, so Christmas has nothing to do with your Nimrod character, Yule, sun, king, crown. You don't know anything about kings, you don't know anything about sons, you don't know anything about gods, you don't know anything about saviors, you don't know anything. So it's obviously none of them have anything to do with each other, especially the ones Nimrod has nothing to do with it, as well as Tammuz has nothing to do with that. Some of the other saviors, though similar to each other, they're anti that. They have similarities, but they don't have relations to each other. Another part, basically, is the Jesus character has little to do with that. And by the way, Jesus has relations to that, too, as well. To these characters. To these characters right here. But they don't have much relation either. So you're making a special case that's dishonest. Why don't you make a case for them? Huh? Since they're the ones who fit. And by the way, he's not a savior, he's a mortal man like Nimrod, but Nimrod's fictional. He's real. Or like Abraham is fictional too, or Adam, or Noah, or Ham. These have nothing to do with it. Nimrod is anti-them, just like Jesus is anti-them. They're anti-him, except, or Abraham. You can't just keep pulling in different characters. No such relation. You can't just pull things. Different characters, different beings, different origins. No such relation. Completely false. Completely non-existent. Absolutely anti that. And actually, they would be the core of it, not your fake characters like your Abraham or Noah or who are fictional, or your Yahweh character, but them first, not him. So they would be the core in truth, biblically and non-biblically. So no, wrong. So as you can see here, people, this guy didn't prove any points, he didn't prove any facts, he didn't show anything, he just pulled it out of his ass. He's a liar and he's got exposed. Thank you, have a very good day, and blessings, and have a real Christmas, as it truly is contrary to deception. Bye.